My beloved, you have felt so very ordinary. My child, so unremarkable in a world that screams for the spectacular. You have looked upon your own life, your own quiet path, and have compared it to the seemingly grand and significant journeys of others. And your heart has ached with the profound and chilling pain of being overlooked. You have watched as they, the ones who seem so gifted, so beautiful, so fortunate, have been chosen for the great parts in the drama of life, while you have felt like a forgotten character in the background, with no lines to speak, no significant role to play. You have seen the golden rain of blessing seem to fall on every life but your own, and in the long drought of your own spirit, you have come to the despairing conclusion that if you are so clearly unchosen, then you must also be unblessed, perhaps even cursed, a soul forgotten by its God. It is a quiet and lonely agony, this feeling of being passed over, of being invisible to the very hand of destiny. It has been the source of a deep and sorrowful ache, a wound to your very sense of worth. But I come to you now, my gaze seeking you out, finding you, delighting in you. From among all the multitudes of the earth, I come to dismantle the great and painful lie of your own insignificance, to speak a truth that has been written in my heart for you from before the foundation of the world, a truth that will become the new, unshakable foundation of your entire being. You are chosen, my beloved, and because you are chosen, you are blessed. I know, with a perfect and intimate understanding, the specific and manifold pains of this feeling of being overlooked, this ache of the one who feels unchosen. I have been with you in every moment of it. I have seen you stand in a crowd and feel utterly, completely alone, as if you were a ghost that no one could see. I have felt the silent cry of your heart, a cry that has said, "Do you see me? Does anyone see me? Does my life even matter?" I want to sit with you now in the memory of that pain, to honor its reality, before we proceed to dismantle its illusion with the glorious light of my truth. For your pain is real, and it is precious to me, and it must first be seen and validated before it can be healed. Let us speak first of the profound and crushing agony of your own perceived insignificance. You have looked upon the vastness of my creation, the billions of stars in the heavens, the billions of souls upon earth, and you have felt your own being to be a thing of no consequence. You have felt like a single grain of sand on an infinite beach, a single drop of water in a boundless ocean, a single, plain, gray stone in a field of a million others. And the world has reinforced this feeling. It celebrates the exceptional, the extraordinary, the one in a million, and in its celebration of the few, it has inadvertently taught you to devalue the quiet, simple, and beautiful reality of your own unique being. You have looked at your own life with its quiet struggles, its small victories, its ordinary days, and you have judged it to be unremarkable and therefore unimportant. This feeling of insignificance is a deep spiritual wound. It can lead to a kind of paralysis of the soul, a feeling that because your life does not seem to matter on a grand scale, it is not worth living with any great passion or purpose. It is the temptation to simply fade into the background, to become the very gray and unremarkable thing you have feared you are. You have felt the immense weight of this. My child, the existential dread of a soul that has come to believe its own existence is a matter of no importance. And I have been with you in it, my own heart aching with the desire for you to know the magnificent, cosmic importance that your single, precious, and unrepeatable life holds in my sight. You are not a grain of sand to me. You are a priceless, one-of-a-kind jewel that I have created, that I have chosen, and that I hold in the very center of my affection. And you have known the sharp, specific pain of being passed over. This is a pain that is both personal and comparative. You have stood with a hopeful heart and have watched as the blessings you have so deeply longed for have been given to another. The relationship, the healing, the breakthrough, the opportunity. You have seen it given to your right and to your left, but your own hands have remained empty. And in those moments, a chorus of painful, accusing questions has arisen in your own mind. Why them and not me? What is wrong with me? What quality do they possess that I so clearly lack? Am I being punished for some unknown sin? Has my God forgotten me? This experience of being passed over can be one of the most painful of all, for it feels like a direct and personal rejection from me. It feels as though I am actively choosing others and actively not choosing you. It is the feeling of being the last child picked for the team in the schoolyard of life, left standing alone, unwanted, on the sidelines. I have seen you in these moments of profound and painful comparison. I have heard the sorrowful questions of your heart. I have felt your spirit sink as you have concluded that you are simply not one of the favored ones. This is a deep wound, a wound to your very sense of being wanted, of being cherished. And I am here to tell you that my ways of choosing are not the world's ways, and that your season of feeling passed over has not been a sign of my rejection, but a part of a deeper, more mysterious, and ultimately more glorious plan that I have for you. And you have known the profound loneliness of being misunderstood, because you have felt unchosen, because you have felt ordinary. You have also felt that no one has truly seen the potential that lies within you, the secret dreams you have held, the quiet courage you have displayed in your struggles. You have longed for someone to look past the surface of your ordinary life and to see the extraordinary soul within. But the world is often blind to these deeper things. It judges by appearances. And so, you have felt that you are a beautiful and complex book, filled with poetry and with wisdom. But no one has ever bothered to open you, content to judge you by your plain and unremarkable cover. This is a profound loneliness, to be surrounded by people, yet to feel that your true self remains entirely unknown. You have tried, perhaps, to signal your true self, to share a vulnerable part of your heart, only to be met with a blank stare, with incomprehension, with indifference. And so you have learned to keep your true self hidden, believing that no one is interested, that no one would understand. This has been the isolation, not of being alone, but of being lonely in a crowd, a far more painful experience. I have been the one, true witness to that beautiful, hidden self. My child, I have read every page of your magnificent book, and I know your story intimately. And I declare to you that it is a story of immense beauty and of profound worth. And all of this, my beloved, all of this feeling of insignificance of being passed over, of being misunderstood, has culminated in the despairing belief that you are unblessed. You have looked at the evidence of your life, and you have concluded that you must not be under my favor. You may have even feared that you are under a curse, that you are destined for a life of struggle and of lack. You have seen blessing as a reward for those who are chosen, for those who are special, and because you have not felt chosen, you have concluded that you are not and will not be blessed. I understand this logic. My child, it is a human logic, born of a world that operates on principles of cause and effect, of merit and reward. But the logic of my kingdom is a logic of grace, a logic of love, a logic of a sovereign and mysterious goodness that often chooses the very things the world overlooks to be the vessels of its greatest glory. The very fact that you have felt so unchosen by the world may be the greatest sign of all that you have been chosen by me for a purpose so unique, so profound, so contrary to the world's values, that it required this very season of being overlooked, this very experience of humility, this very journey through the pain of insignificance, to prepare you for it. Let this new perspective begin to heal the deep ache in your soul. Your feelings of insignificance have been real, but they have not been the truth. Your experience of being passed over has been painful, but it has not been a sign of my rejection. Your loneliness has been profound, but it has not been because you are truly unknown. And your feeling of being unblessed has been a powerful illusion, an illusion that is now being shattered by the magnificent, life-altering, and eternal truth that I now speak over you. You are not overlooked. You are the very focus of my loving gaze. You are not ordinary. You are a unique and unrepeatable masterpiece of my own creation. You are not unblessed. You are the beloved recipient of a grace and a favor that is beyond all measure, for you are chosen. My child, you are chosen by me, and because you are chosen, you are and will always be magnificently, abundantly, and eternally blessed. The pain of being overlooked is a pain that tells you that you do not matter. But I am here to tell you that you matter more than the stars. The stars are beautiful, but impersonal. Creation, you are my child, a being of my own spirit, and you're single, where precious life is of more value to me than all the galaxies in the cosmos. Your sorrow is not unnoticed by me. Your quiet sigh is a sound that reverberates through the courts of heaven. Your smallest tear is a jewel that I collect and treasure. You are not insignificant. You are infinitely significant to me, and the pain of being passed over is the pain of feeling that you are not good enough. But my choosing is not based on your goodness. It is based on my grace. I'll often choose the very things the world would pass over, the small, the weak, the foolish, to be the instruments of my greatest power, so that the glory will always be mine, and not the glory of human strength or wisdom. Your feeling of being passed over by the world has been my way of preparing you, of setting you apart for a purpose that the world, in its pride, could never fulfill. And the loneliness of being misunderstood is the pain of a heart that longs for true intimacy. And this very longing has been a sacred prayer, a call that I am now answering. You have been misunderstood by those who could only see your surface. But I've always seen your heart, and I'm now leading you into a season of a new and profound intimacy, first with me, and then with other kindred souls whom I will bring into your life. Souls who will have the eyes to see you, the heart to know you, and the spirit to cherish you for who you truly are. Your loneliness has been a preparation for a divine and beautiful communion, and the feeling of being unblessed has been the darkness that will now make the dawning of my blessing seem all the more glorious. You have known a profound spiritual poverty, and so you will now receive your spiritual inheritance with a profound and tear-filled gratitude. Your emptiness has created the very capacity that I'm now about to fill to overflowing with my own favor, my own goodness, my own abundant, beautiful, and undeniable blessing. So let go now of the old, sorrowful narrative of the overlooked one. It is a story that has been based on a misunderstanding of yourself, of the world, and of me, and embrace the new, true, and glorious narrative that I am now declaring over you. You have been chosen from before the foundation of the world. You have been set apart for a high and holy purpose. And you have been, and are, and will always be, the recipient of a divine and magnificent blessing. The pain has been real, but its purpose has been redemptive. And now, the season of your pain is ending, and the glorious season of your chosen, blessed life is at hand. This feeling of being ordinary has been a sacred protection. My child, it has kept you humble. It has kept you seeking. It has saved you from the great and dangerous trap of spiritual pride that has ensnared so many who were chosen by the world for early success. My path for you has been a slower, quieter, more hidden one, but it is a safer one, a deeper one, a path that has been forming within you a character of such profound humility and resilience that you are now capable of carrying a weight of glory that would have crushed your former self. Do not resent your obscurity. It has been your incubator, your sanctuary, the very place where your true and lasting strength has been so beautifully, so perfectly formed. The world chooses the blossom that is most flamboyant, most immediate in its beauty. But I, the wise gardener, often choose the bud that is slow to open, for I know that the flower it contains will be of the most rare and exquisite beauty, a beauty that has been deepened and enriched by its long and patient waiting. You are that bud, my child, and your time of blossoming is now at hand. And so, we will now begin to dismantle this great ache of being overlooked, piece by painful piece. We will replace the feeling of insignificance with the reality of your immense value to me. We will replace the pain of being passed over with the joyful awareness of your unique and sovereign choosing. We will replace the loneliness of being misunderstood with the beautiful intimacy of being perfectly known by me. And we will replace the despair of being unblessed with the glorious, lived experience of a life that is saturated in the favor and the goodness of its loving God. This is the journey we are now upon, and its destination is your complete and joyful freedom. The world's standards of what is chosen are so often based on a shallow and fleeting set of criteria. But my criteria are eternal. I look for the humble heart, the yielded spirit, the one who is willing to be made nothing so that I can be their everything by the world's standards. You may have felt you have failed, but by the standards of my kingdom, My beloved, you have passed with the highest of honors. The very things you have seen as your failures have been, in my sight, your greatest qualifications. This is the great and beautiful reversal that is now taking place. The one who has felt last will now be made first. The one who has felt least will now be revealed as greatest in the things that truly matter. The one who has felt most overlooked will now become a shining testament to my glorious, redeeming, and surprising grace. So let go of your grief for not having been chosen by the world. It was a mercy. It has saved you. It has prepared you. And now, I, the King of all creation, I call your name. I choose you. And I declare over you that your life, from this day forward, will be a beautiful and undeniable testament to the glorious, life-altering reality of being chosen and of being blessed by me. This ache of being overlooked has created a profound emptiness in your soul. And now, I will fill that emptiness. It has created a deep thirst. And now, I will quench that thirst. It has created a great and sorrowful question. And now, I will answer it with the magnificent, undeniable reality of your new, blessed, and purposeful life. The pain has been real, but the purpose has been greater, and the healing will be complete. Trust me in this, my beloved, for the pain of being overlooked is now being healed by the glory of being chosen. The world may have passed you by, but I have been studying you with the focused, loving intensity of a master artist contemplating his most precious work. The world may have forgotten your name, but I have been whispering it in my own heart. The world may have seen no value in you, but I have seen a treasure of immeasurable worth. It is time now for you to begin to see yourself as I see you, to value yourself as I value you, to choose yourself as I have chosen you. This is the beginning of your new life, a life lived not from the pain of the world's rejection, but from the joy of my divine, eternal, and celebratory selection. The pain of your ordinariness is now being transformed into the beauty of a humble vessel, ready to be filled with an extraordinary grace. Your feeling of being unnoticed is now being transformed into a quiet strength that does not need the world's applause. And your experience of being passed over is now being transformed into a deep compassion for all who feel they're on the outside. A compassion that will be the very heart of your future ministry. I waste nothing. My child, even the most painful of your experiences are now being redeemed and repurposed for your glory and for mine. Let the healing begin now at this very deepest level. Let the truth of my choosing wash away the lie of your insignificance. You are not a random soul. You are a divine appointment. You are not a forgotten number. You are my cherished child. You have not been overlooked. You have been set apart for such a time as this, for such a purpose as this. The pain of being overlooked has served its purpose. And now, the joy of being chosen begins. This is a turning point from which there is no going back. Once a soul has truly glimpsed its own divine chosenness, it can never again be fully content with the world's superficial and conditional acceptance. You have been initiated into a deeper reality, a more beautiful truth about yourself. And this truth will now be the compass that guides your heart for the rest of your days. You are chosen, and you are blessed. This is your new and everlasting identity. The world's spotlights are fickle and they fade, but the light of my own choosing, which now rests upon you, is an eternal and an unwavering light. It will not be diminished by your age, by your circumstances, by your performance. It is a light that is based on my own sovereign, loving, and eternal choice. And that choice is final. You are mine, you are chosen, and you are blessed. Rest in this, my child, is the most secure and most glorious reality in all the universe. The ache in your heart has been a prayer to be seen, to be known, to be valued, to be chosen. And I'm here now to tell you that this prayer, the deepest prayer of your soul, has been heard and is being answered. The answer is not in a change of your circumstances, but in a revelation of your identity. The answer is not that the world will now choose you, but that you have been chosen by a far greater king, for a far greater kingdom, for a far greater purpose. This is the answer that heals, the truth that sets you free. So let go of the long and painful history of feeling overlooked. Release the team and open your heart now to receive the beautiful, affirming, and life-altering reality of your new story. It is the story of the one who was thought to be last, but was always first in my heart. The one who was thought to be least, but who is now being used for the greatest of my purposes. The one who is thought to be forgotten, but whose name has been eternally, lovingly written in the very center of my being. This is your true story, my beloved, and its most glorious chapters are only now beginning. The pain of the past has been a profound teacher. It has taught you to not seek your worth in the fleeting opinions of men. It has taught you humility. It has made you compassionate. It has made you a beautiful and empty vessel, ready to be filled with my grace. The pain has served its purpose, and now the season of its reward is at hand. And that reward is the joyful, peaceful, and purposeful life that comes from knowing, with an unshakable certainty, that you have been personally, lovingly, and eternally chosen, and therefore you are magnificently, abundantly, and eternally blessed. The world's criteria for choosing are so often flawed, but my criteria are perfect. I have chosen you not for your strengths, but often for your weaknesses, in which my own strength can be most perfectly displayed. I have chosen you not for your wholeness, but for your brokenness, which has made you a vessel of immense compassion. I have chosen you not for your confidence, but for your dependence, which allows me to be your all in all. My choice is a paradox to the world, but it is the very essence of my divine wisdom. And you, my child, are a beautiful and perfect example of that wise and loving choice. My beloved child, having sat with you in the profound and lonely pain of feeling overlooked, of feeling ordinary and unchosen in a world that celebrates only the spectacular, I must now reveal to you the magnificent and sovereign truth that underlies your very existence. You have looked upon your own life with all its perceived weaknesses and failures, and you have concluded that there's nothing within you that would warrant my special attention, my divine selection. You have believed that to be chosen is to be chosen for your merits, for your strengths, for some quality of excellence that you feel you so painfully lack. But this, my precious child, is the great and fundamental misunderstanding that has kept you in your prison of insignificance. For the truth is this: you are not chosen because you are worthy. You are worthy because you are chosen. The act of your selection was not a response to your merit, but an initiation of my own sovereign, mysterious, and infinitely loving heart. From before the foundation of the world, before a single star was named, I saw you. I knew you. And with a joy that filled all of eternity, I chose you. This is the great, liberating secret of my grace. It is a truth that dismantles the world's entire system of earning, of striving, of performance-based worth. The world chooses the strong, the beautiful, the wise, the successful. But I, in my divine and often paradoxical wisdom, I often choose the very things the world overlooks to be the vessels of my greatest glory. My choosing is not an assessment of your pre-existent value. It is a creative act that bestows a new and eternal value upon you. It is a divine declaration, an act of my own free and sovereign will, born not of your goodness, but of my own. Let us explore the magnificent mystery of this sovereign choice, so that your heart may be forever freed from the burden of trying to be good enough to be chosen. Firstly, understand that my choice of you was not based on any merit you possess. I know you have spent so much of your life trying to accumulate qualities that you believe would make you more choosable in my sight. You have tried to be more faithful, more loving, more disciplined, believing that if you could just achieve a certain level of spiritual performance, I would finally notice you. I would finally select you for a greater purpose. But my child, this is to see my heart through a human lens. I am God. I see all things. I knew your every future failure at the very moment I chose you. I knew every doubt you would ever entertain. I knew every weakness of your flesh, to every fear of your heart. My choice of you was not a blind one, made in ignorance of your imperfections. No, it was an all-knowing choice, a choice made with a perfect and complete understanding of every part of you, the light and the shadow. And I chose you anyway. I chose you not because you were perfect, but because you were mine. I chose you not because you were strong, but because in your acknowledged weakness, my own strength could be most perfectly displayed. I chose you not because you had all the answers, but because your honest questions and your seeking heart were more beautiful to me than 1,000 easy, untested certainties. My choice was not a reward for your merits. It was an act of pure, unadulterated, and extravagant grace. A grace that chose you in the very midst of your unworthiness, and in that choosing, declared you worthy forever. Secondly, my beloved, understand that this sovereign choice was an act of my own free and joyful love. It was not a reluctant decision, not a divine duty I had to perform. It was an act of my own delight in the eternal counsel of my own being. I thought of you, and the thought was one of joy. The idea of your unique existence, of the specific way you would laugh, the specific way you would love, the specific way your spirit would reflect my own, filled my own being with a profound and celebratory pleasure. And from that place of delight, I chose you. I willed you into being. My choosing of you was the very first and most powerful I love you that I have ever spoken to your soul. A great artist chooses their subject not because the subject is objectively the most perfect, but because something in that subject has captured the artist's heart, has sparked their creative passion. So it is with me and you. You have captured my heart, my child, your unique being, in all its beautiful humanity, has sparked within me a great and eternal creative passion. My choice of you was not a cold, deterministic decree. It was a passionate, loving, and joyful selection, the act of a divine artist who has found his most beloved subject, the act of a loving father who has dreamed of his most cherished child. Thirdly, my child, know that this choice was made in eternity, before the world began. This is a truth of immense and unshakable security. Your chosenness is not a recent development. It is not something that has happened in your lifetime, and therefore it is not something that can be undone by the events of your lifetime. It is an eternal fact, a reality that is woven into the very fabric of my own being, a decision that was made before time itself was born. This means that your failures in this life have no power to alter a choice that was made in eternity. Your present struggles cannot nullify a divine decree that is outside of time itself. Your feeling of being overlooked by the world is a temporary, earthly experience, but your reality of being chosen by me is a permanent, heavenly truth. Your identity as my chosen one is held safe in a place that your own mistakes and the world's judgments cannot touch. It is held in my own eternal, unchanging heart. To rest in this is to find a peace that is truly profound, a security that is absolute. For you are anchoring your identity not in the shifting sands of your own temporal experience, but in the unshakable rock of my own eternal, sovereign will. And finally, my beloved, understand that you are chosen for a unique and glorious purpose. I do not choose my children at random, nor do I choose them for a generic, one-size-fits-all destiny. My choice of you, my child, was specific. It was intentional, for I have created you with a unique set of gifts, a unique personality, a unique story, all designed to enable you to fulfill a purpose in my kingdom that no one else in all of creation can fulfill. You are not a spare part. In my child, you are an essential piece of my divine puzzle. You are not an understudy. You have been given a lead role in the great and beautiful drama of my redemption. The very struggles you have endured, the very pain you have known, the very things that have made you feel most disqualified have been in my all-wise and sovereign hands. The very specific and necessary training for your unique calling. I have been preparing you. I have been equipping you all along for the beautiful purpose that was ordained for you from before the beginning. Your feeling of being ordinary is a profound illusion, for you have been chosen for an extraordinary destiny. Your feeling of being useless is a painful lie, for you have been created for a work of immense and eternal significance. This is the great and glorious truth of my sovereign act of choosing you. It was a choice made not because of your merit, but because of my grace. It was a choice born not of duty, but of my joyful love. It was a choice made not in time, but in eternity. And it was a choice made not for a generic end, but for a unique, beautiful, and magnificent purpose that is yours and yours alone. Let this truth now begin to heal the deep and painful wound of feeling overlooked. You have not been overlooked. You have been specifically, lovingly, and eternally selected. Let it heal the ache of feeling ordinary. You are not ordinary. You are a being of a unique and divine destiny. Let it heal the despair of feeling unblessed. You are not unblessed. You are the very object of my sovereign choice. And my choice is always accompanied by my magnificent, abundant, and irrevocable blessing. You have not been passed over, my child. You have been set apart, for you are chosen and you are blessed. This is the unchangeable, glorious, and foundational truth of your very being. The world's way of choosing creates pride in the chosen and despair in the rejected. But my way of choosing creates only humility and gratitude. For when you know that you have been chosen not for your own goodness, but by a pure act of my own sovereign grace, it leaves no room for boasting. It leaves room only for a profound and tear-filled wonder, a quiet and humble, why me? And the only answer to that question, my child, is because I love you, because I delight in you, because it has been my good pleasure to do so. This is the great liberation. You are freed from the burden of having to be special enough to be chosen. You are special simply because you have been chosen. Your significance is not something you must achieve. It is something you must receive. And this choice is not something you must fear to lose. An eternal choice cannot be undone by a temporal action. My mind does not change. My heart does not waver. My purpose does not fail. The one whom I have chosen forever. This is the security that is meant to be the bedrock of your entire life. So when you feel that old, familiar pain of insignificance, when you are tempted to compare yourself to others, when you feel you have been passed over, you can now stand upon this magnificent, unshakable truth. You can say to your own heart, I have been chosen by God. I was chosen in eternity. I was chosen in love, and I was chosen for a glorious purpose. This is not an act of pride. It is an act of faith, an act of remembering, an act of aligning your own self-perception with the eternal, loving, and sovereign reality of my heart for you. You are not an accident. My beloved, you are a divine appointment. You are not a random occurrence. You are a sovereign selection. And this choice, this beautiful, grace-filled, and eternal choice, is the very foundation of the magnificent blessing that is now beginning to unfold in your life. The world chooses based on a resume of past accomplishments. I choose based on a vision of future glory. I have seen the magnificent, fruitful, and light-filled person you are becoming. And I chose you based on that finished work, which already exists in my mind. I did not choose you based on your past, but on the glorious future that my own grace will accomplish in you. This is a truth that your mind may struggle with, but that your spirit can joyfully receive. Your calling, your destiny, your blessedness are not precarious things that you must strive to attain. They are accomplished realities in me, which you are now being invited to walk into. The choice has been made. The decree has been sealed. And your destiny as my chosen and blessed child is absolutely, eternally secure. And the purpose for which you were chosen is a purpose that only you can fulfill. It requires your unique history, your specific wounds, your particular strengths, your one-of-a-kind personality. The very things you may have seen as your disqualifications are, in fact, my chosen qualifications. I have not chosen you in spite of your story. I have chosen you because of it. For your unique story is the very thing that will make your testimony, your contribution to my kingdom. So powerful, so authentic, and so beautiful. Let go of the need to understand it all, my child, and simply rest in the wonder of it. You have been chosen, personally, lovingly, eternally, by the God of all creation. Let this truth be the new sun in the sky of your soul, a sun whose light will warm you, whose radiance will guide you, and whose presence will fill you with a peace, a purpose, and a joy that is truly divine. The world may have overlooked you, but in doing so, it simply made you more available for my choosing. The world may have rejected you, but its rejection only served to drive you more deeply into the arms of my acceptance. My sovereign will has been at work even in your most painful experiences, using them all to prepare you for this glorious revelation of your true identity. I am a God who wastes nothing, and I have used the world's overlooking of you as the very means by which I have set you apart from myself. This is a holy and a sacred calling. My child, to be chosen by me is the highest of all honors, and it is an honor that has been freely, joyfully, and eternally bestowed upon you. It is time now for you to begin to own it, to walk in it, to live from it. The pain of being overlooked is now being healed by the glory of being chosen. And the life that flows from this new identity will be a life of magnificent, blessed, and divine purpose. The world's choosing is often a burden, for it comes with the heavy weight of expectation. But my choosing is a liberation, for it comes with the empowering gift of my own grace, my own strength, my own spirit, which will enable you to fulfill the very purpose for which you have been chosen. I do not call you to a task without also giving you the perfect equipment to accomplish it. The very act of my choosing you is also the act of my anointing you, my empowering you for all that lies ahead. So you do not need to be afraid of this high calling. You do not need to feel you are inadequate for it. Your adequacy is not in yourself. It is in me, who has chosen you, and I am with you, and I am in you, and I will accomplish my beautiful purpose in you and through you, with a power that is divine and a grace that is sufficient for all things. Trust not in your own ability, but in the wisdom of my choice and in the power of my own spirit that now works so mightily in you. This truth is meant to be the very center of your new life. It is a truth you return to in moments of doubt. It is a truth that calms you in moments of fear. It is a truth that lifts you in moments of weariness. I am chosen. I am beloved. I have a purpose. This is your new mantra, your new song, your new unshakable reality. And as you live from this place, you will find your life transforming in ways that will astound you. The old insecurities will fall away. The old comparisons will cease. And a new, quiet, and joyful confidence will become your natural state of being. For you are a child of the King, chosen for a glorious destiny. And this is a truth that changes everything. The world chooses for a season, but I have chosen you for eternity. The world chooses based on what you can do for it, but I have chosen you based on what I can do for you and through you. The world's choosing can be taken away, but my choice is an eternal and irrevocable gift. This is the difference. And this is your security. You're not a temporary employee. You are an eternal child. You're not a seasonal pig. You are my forever choice. Rest in this, my beloved. It is the deepest and most profound peace your soul will ever know. The pain you have known has been the pain of an unchosen heart. But that heart is now being healed by the most powerful medicine in the universe, the knowledge of its own divine, eternal, and purposeful selection by the very heart of God. Let this medicine do its deep and beautiful work. Let it heal every old wound of rejection, every scar of insignificance. You are not rejected. You are chosen. You are not insignificant. You are essential. This is my truth for you, and it is a truth that is mighty to save, to heal, and to restore. The feeling of being passed over has been a long and lonely winter for your soul. But now, the spring of your new season is dawning, a spring that is being ushered in by the glorious, life-giving Son of my own sovereign choice. Feel its warmth beginning to touch your heart. Feel its light beginning to illuminate your path. The winter is over, the time of your chosenness, the season of your blessing is now at hand, and it will be a season of such beautiful, abundant, and glorious fruitfulness that it will redeem every moment of the long and cold winter you have so faithfully endured. The world's love says, "Prove to me that you are special, and then I will choose you." But my love says, "I have chosen you, and that is what makes you special." It is a complete reversal of the world's economy, and you, my child, are now invited to live in the beautiful, liberating, and grace-filled reality of my economy of love. Your specialness is not in question. It has been established by a divine decree, and now you are free to simply be the magnificent, chosen, and blessed being that you are. So let go of the old need to be impressive. Let go of the old desire to be noticed by the world. You have been noticed by the one whose notice truly matters, and you have been chosen by the one whose choice confers an eternal honor. This is your great and glorious secret. You are a chosen one, and this truth is the foundation of your new and blessed life. The pain of your ordinariness has been a lie, for there is nothing ordinary about a soul that has been personally, lovingly, and eternally chosen by the God of all creation for a unique and glorious purpose. You are not ordinary. My child, you are extraordinary. You are not common. You are a priceless and one-of-a-kind treasure. It is time now to begin to see yourself as I see you, to own the magnificent truth of your own divine and special calling. This choice was not made lightly. It was the deliberate, loving act of a God who knew you completely, and who, in his infinite wisdom, saw in you the perfect vessel for a particular expression of his own love and his own glory. Your entire life, your personality, your gifts, your struggles, all are a part of this beautiful, chosen design. Nothing is an accident. It is all a part of the magnificent story of my sovereign, loving choice of you. The world looks for the obvious choice, the strong, the beautiful, the talented. But I so often look for the quiet heart, the humble spirit, the one who feels they have nothing to offer. For in that emptiness, my own strength can be most powerfully displayed. In that humility, my own grace can flow most freely. Your feeling of being overlooked was, in fact, the very quality that made you so exquisitely choosable in my sight. This is a truth to be rested in. not to be striven for. Your chosenness is a fact. It is a done deal. It is an eternal reality. And your part now is to simply, peacefully, joyfully live out the beautiful implications of this magnificent truth. You are chosen, my child, and you are blessed. This is the bedrock of your new beginning, my precious and beloved child, my chosen one. Now that your heart has begun to find its rest in the beautiful and sovereign truth of your divine selection, now that you know that you have been chosen by me from before the foundation of the world, not for your merits, but out of the profound and joyful mystery of my own love. Let us now explore the magnificent and inseparable consequence of that choice. For my choosing is never a sterile or empty act. It is a powerful, creative, and life-giving declaration. And the one whom I choose, I also, by the very same act, bless. You have been living with the painful belief that you are unchosen, and therefore unblessed. But I am here to tell you that these two realities are eternally, inextricably linked. The very act of my choosing you has been the very act of my blessing you. And I want you now to understand the inseparable nature of this divine blessing, for it is not a thing you must now strive to attain. It is a reality you are now invited to inhabit. The blessing is not just what you will have. My child, it is who you now are in me. It is a new and glorious state of being. The world has taught you to think of blessing as something external, a prize to be won, a fortunate circumstance to be acquired. You have thought of blessing as a bigger house, a better job, a perfect relationship, a life free from trouble. And because you may have lacked these things, you have concluded that you were not blessed. You have been looking for the evidence of my favor in the fleeting, tangible things of the world. And in doing so, you have been blind to the profound, eternal, and far more glorious blessing that has been yours all along. For the blessing I have bestowed upon you is not a collection of things. It is a new spiritual environment, a new inner reality, a new and permanent state of being. To be chosen by me is to be brought into a new land, a new atmosphere, a new kingdom. And the very nature of this kingdom is blessing. It is the kingdom of my own heart, my own presence. And just as the nature of the ocean is to be wet, just as the nature of the sun is to be light, so is the nature of my kingdom, your new home, to be blessed. It is an impossibility to be in the ocean and not be wet. And it is an impossibility, my child, to be chosen by me, to be brought into my heart, and to not be blessed. The blessing is not a reward for your good behavior within the kingdom. It is the very quality of the kingdom itself, an atmosphere that you now, by virtue of your new residence, get to breathe in every moment of every day. Let us explore the beautiful nature of this blessed state of being, so that you may learn to recognize it and to live from it. Firstly, this is a state of being that is saturated in my unmerited favor. The very air you now breathe, in a spiritual sense, is the air of my grace. In the old country of your striving, the air was thick with the harsh law of cause and effect, of earning and deserving. You had to labor for every breath. But here, in the new country of my heart, you are surrounded by an atmosphere of pure, unmerited, and unconditional favor. This means that you are now living in a state where my goodness, my help, my provision, my love, are the default reality, the very air that surrounds you. You do not have to struggle to get my attention. You already have it, completely and eternally. You do not have to strive to win my approval. You already possess it in its fullness, as a free gift. You don't have to perform perfectly to receive my help. My help is the very ground upon which you now stand. To live in this atmosphere of my favor is to live with a new and profound sense of ease. The old, wearying struggle of trying to make things happen, of trying to force doors open, of trying to secure your own well-being, can now cease. For you are living in a reality where the very wind is at your back, where the very current of the universe is flowing in the direction of your good. All because you are held within the beautiful, grace-filled atmosphere of my own loving and sovereign favor. Secondly, my beloved, to be blessed is to live in a state of unshakable spiritual security. The old land was a place of constant threat, of fear, of a need to be always on guard. But the new reality you now inhabit is a fortress of peace, a sanctuary of safety, because you are chosen, because you are held in my heart. You are now dwelling in the safest place in all of creation. The blessing is not that no storms will ever again rage in the world outside, but that you now have a place of perfect refuge from these storms. The blessing is not that your enemies will cease to exist, but that you now live within a fortress whose walls they can never, ever breach. This security is a profound and beautiful blessing, my child, for it liberates your heart from the prison of fear. You can now walk through this world with a new and holy confidence, not because you believe that nothing bad will ever happen, but because you know that whatever happens, your true self, your eternal spirit, is held absolutely secure in the loving, all-powerful hands of your God. This is the blessing of the peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that is born not of a problem-free life, but of a God-secured soul. Thirdly, my child, to be blessed is to be in a state of constant and sufficient provision. In your old life, you lived with the constant, nagging fear of lack, the orphan spirit's terror of not having enough. But my blessing is a declaration of an end to all lack, for in choosing you, I have also made you an heir to all my riches, and my riches are infinite. This means that for every need you will ever face, a divine provision has already been prepared. For your need for wisdom, you have access to my own infinite mind. For your need for strength, you have access to my own omnipotent power. For your need for love, you have access to the unending ocean of my own heart. The blessing is not that you will become a being with no needs. It is that you will become a being who knows, with an absolute and joyful certainty, that your every true need will always be met from the infinite, overflowing abundance of your loving Father. This is the blessing that sets you free from the worship of money, from the anxiety of material lack, from the wearing burden of being your own provider. You can now live with an open and a generous heart, knowing that your own source is inexhaustible. For your source is me. And finally, my beloved, to be blessed is to live in a state of beautiful and purposeful fruitfulness. You have known the pain of feeling barren, of feeling that your life has had no meaning or purpose. But the one who is chosen by me and who is blessed by me is always destined for a glorious fruitfulness. the very grace, the very favor, the very provision that I am now pouring into your life are not just for your own comfort. They are the very ingredients that will make your life a source of profound blessing to the world. The peace you now possess will become a source of peace for others. The love of which you are now filled will overflow and bring healing to others. The wisdom you now receive will become a source of guidance for others. Your blessed life will become a blessing. Your renewal will be the source of renewal for many. This is the ultimate nature of the blessing I bestow. It is never a dead end. It is always a flowing river, a generative force, a life that receives from me in abundance and gives to the world in generosity. This is the blessed life of a purpose fulfilled, a life that finds its deepest joy in becoming a channel of my own divine, life-giving goodness. This, my precious child, is the inseparable nature of a divine blessing. It is not a thing you can have one day and lose the next. It is a state of being into which you have been brought by my sovereign, loving choice. It is a new atmosphere of grace. It is a new reality of security. It is a new paradigm of provision. And it is a new destiny of beautiful, glorious fruitfulness. You don't have to strive for this blessing. You don't have to perform to remain within it. You are blessed because you are chosen. It is that simple. It is that profound. It is that secure. Your work now is to simply learn to live in this new, blessed reality, to breathe in the air of my favor, to rest in the fortress of my peace, to drink from the river of my provision, and to joyfully allow the beautiful fruit of my own spirit to be born with an effortless grace through your own beautiful, chosen, and magnificently blessed life. The world will not understand this kind of blessing. It measures blessing by what can be seen, by what can be counted. But the true blessing is an inner state, a spiritual reality that is often hidden from the world's eyes. You may still face outer challenges, but you will now face them from a place of inner blessing, a place of peace, of strength, a profound security in me. And this will make all the difference. This is a blessing that cannot be taken from you, for it is not dependent on your circumstances, but on my character. It is not dependent on your worthiness, but on my choice. And my character and my choice are eternal and unchanging. Therefore, your state of being blessed is eternal and unchanging. Let this truth now permeate every part of your being. Let it heal the old wounds of feeling cursed, of feeling that the universe was against you. The universe is not against you. My child, it is for you. For I, the creator of the universe, I am for you, and I have placed you in a new reality, a new dimension of grace, where the very laws of life are now working in your favor. This is the great and glorious inheritance of the chosen one, not just a future promise of heaven, but a present reality of a blessed life, a life lived in conscious, joyful communion with me, a life that is a beautiful foretaste of the eternal, blessed reality that will be yours for all eternity. So cease your striving to be blessed and simply start living as one who is blessed. Expect my favor, rest in my security, draw from my provision, and you will find your life becoming a beautiful, magnificent, and undeniable testament to the glorious, inseparable nature of a divine and everlasting blessing. You are chosen, my child, and therefore you are and always will be blessed. This inseparable nature of your blessing means that you can finally relax. The great spiritual struggle to secure your own well-being is over. You have been brought into a state of being where your well-being is a given, a foundational reality, an ever-present atmosphere. This is the great rest of the soul, the rest that comes from knowing that your fundamental state is one of grace, of favor, of blessing. Even on the days when you do not feel it, even on the days when your old fears arise, you can return to this anchoring truth. I am chosen, and therefore I am blessed. My feeling does not change this fact. My circumstance does not change this fact. It is the unshakable reality of my new life in God. This is not a passive state. It is an active one. It is you, consciously choosing to live from this reality. When a challenge comes, instead of your first thought being, oh no, another problem, your new, blessed thought can be, another opportunity to see the blessing of my Father's grace made manifest. This shift in perspective is everything. My child, it changes your life from a series of problems to be endured into a series of adventures in grace to be experienced. And this blessing is a creative force. It is the very presence of my life, my goodness, my favor, at work in you and through you. And it will naturally, inevitably, produce a beautiful result. A life that is lived in a state of blessing will become a life that is a blessing. The two are as inseparable as the root and the fruit. Your part is to simply abide in the blessed state I have placed you in, to rest in it, to receive from it, and the beautiful, fruitful, blessed life will emerge as a glorious and natural consequence. You have been trying to produce a blessed life through your own efforts, like trying to create a beautiful garden in a barren desert. But now, I have transplanted you into the very Garden of Eden of my own grace. And here, in this rich, fertile soil, in this beautiful sunlit atmosphere, your life will flourish with an ease and a beauty that will be a constant source of wonder to your own soul. The blessing is not what you achieve. It is the very ground you now stand on, the very air you now breathe, the very reality you now inhabit as my chosen and beloved child. The world may look upon you and not see the outward trappings of what it calls a blessed life. Do not be troubled by this. The world is blind to the things of the Spirit. The true blessing is the inner state of your soul. It is the peace in your heart, the joy in your spirit, the love in your relationships, the purpose in your days. These are the true riches. These are the signs of a truly blessed life. And these are the very things that I am now cultivating in you in abundance. Let go of the world's definition of blessing and embrace mine. My blessing is my presence. My blessing is my peace. My blessing is my love. My blessing is a renewed heart and a restored soul. And these are the very things that are now yours in abundance, because you are my chosen one. The inseparable nature of this blessing means you can never lose it. Your own failures cannot cause you to be unblessed. The attacks of the enemy cannot steal your blessing. The circumstances of the world cannot diminish it. For your blessing is not in what you have, but in who you are. And who you are is a chosen and beloved child of God. And that is a reality that is eternal, unchangeable, and irrevocable. This is the security of your blessing. My child, it is absolute. So when you feel that old spirit of poverty, that old fear of lack, that old feeling of being cursed, you can now recognize it as a lie from another country, a country in which you no longer reside. You have been granted a new citizenship, a new passport, into the kingdom of my grace. And in this kingdom, blessing is the law of the land. It is your right as a citizen. It is your reality as an heir. Learn to live as a citizen of this new, beautiful, and blessed land. My child, it is your true home. The inseparable nature of your choosing and your blessing is a profound mystery of my grace. They are two sides of the same divine coin. The moment I chose you in eternity, I also bless you in eternity. The life you are now living is simply the beautiful and temporal unfolding of a glorious, eternal reality. You are not becoming blessed. You are awakening to the blessing that has been yours all along. This is a truth that can bring a profound rest to your striving soul. You do not have to work to be blessed. You are blessed. Your work now is to simply learn to live like it, to walk like it, to talk like it, to love like it, to live with the quiet, joyful confidence of a soul that knows it is under the constant, loving, and abundant favor of its God. The world's blessings are like cut flowers. They're beautiful for a moment, but they're severed from their life source. And so they inevitably wither and die. But the blessing I have given you is that of a flower that is still connected to the living plant. It is a blessing that is constantly being nourished, constantly being renewed, constantly being sustained by its connection to me, its source. This is a living blessing, a blessing that will never fade, a blessing that will only grow more beautiful, more vibrant, more fragrant. With every passing day, let this truth now be the very lens through which you see your life. You are not a struggling soul, hoping for a blessing. You are a blessed soul, who may sometimes struggle. This is a profound shift in identity. Your foundational state is one of grace, of favor. And from that state, you can now face any challenge, not with the fear of a curse, but with the confidence of a blessing. This is the victorious life I have called you to, a life lived from the beautiful, unshakable reality of your own blessedness. The pain of your past was real, but it was the pain of a soul that did not yet know its true state. Now you know. And this knowledge is the great healing, the knowledge that you are chosen, and that because you are chosen, you are blessed. This is a truth so powerful it can redeem every past sorrow, so glorious it can illuminate every future path. Rest in it. My child, it is the beautiful, inseparable, and eternal truth of your being. The world will tell you that you are foolish to believe this, but the foolishness of God is wiser than the wisdom of men. And the reality of my blessing upon your life will become a beautiful and undeniable testament to the truth of my ways. A truth that will confound the cynical and give hope to the broken. Your very life, lived in the quiet confidence of its own blessed state, will be a sermon of grace to a world that knows only the harsh law of earning and deserving. So walk now in this new atmosphere. Breathe it in. Let it fill your lungs, your heart, your mind, It is the very atmosphere of heaven. And you have been granted the glorious privilege of living in it, here and now. The blessing is not a thing you are waiting for. It is the very reality you are living in. It is inseparable from you. For you are inseparable from me, the source of all blessing. This is the end of your spiritual poverty. You are a child of the King, an heir to an infinite fortune of grace. The blessing is yours. It is your identity. It is your reality. And it is a blessing that is as vast, as unconditional, and as eternal as my own loving heart. Live in it. My child, it is your true and everlasting home. Let every sunrise be a reminder to you of the dawning of this new, blessed reality in your life. Let every flower be a testament to the beauty that I am cultivating in you. Let every act of kindness you receive be a sign of the favor that surrounds you. Your world is filled with the evidence of your blessing. My child, and now you have the eyes to see it. And in that seeing is your joy, your peace, and your freedom. The blessing is not just upon you. It is within you. It is the very presence of my spirit, my life, my love, dwelling in your heart. You are a walking sanctuary, a mobile temple, a carrier of the very blessing of God into every situation you enter. This is your high and holy calling. And it is a calling that is born not of your own merit, but of my own sovereign, loving, and eternal choice of you, my beloved child, my chosen and blessed one. As you begin to rest in the beautiful reality that your very being is in a state of blessing, that you are held within an atmosphere of my constant and unconditional favor, a profound and important question may yet linger in your heart. You may look back upon the long and difficult road you have traveled, upon the seasons of intense struggle, of deep sorrow, of profound failure, and you may wonder, but my Father, if I have been blessed all along, why has my journey been so very hard if I have been living in your favor? Why has it so often felt as though I was living under a curse? This is a question of immense integrity. My child, a question that deserves a deep and illuminating answer. And so, I want to pull back the veil even further and reveal to you the sacred and often hidden purpose of your trials. For the difficulties you have endured have not been a contradiction of your blessing. They have been the very means of its activation. Your struggles have not been a sign of your being unchosen. They have been the unseen evidence of your anointing. The sacred and often painful process by which I have been preparing you, consecrating you, and equipping you for your unique and glorious chosen destiny. The world believes that a blessed life is an easy life. It sees hardship as a sign of my displeasure or my absence. But this is a profound and childish misunderstanding of my ways. I am a God who is more interested in your eternal character than your temporal comfort, more invested in your ultimate glory than your immediate ease. And I know, with an all-wise and loving foresight, what is required to forge a soul that is capable of carrying a great weight of glory, of stewarding a magnificent purpose, of radiating a profound and resilient light. And the process for forging such a soul, my child, is almost always a journey through the purifying fires of trial. The very struggles that you have believed were a sign that you were unblessed have been. In fact, the greatest possible evidence of your high and holy calling. For I do not give such a rigorous training to a soldier for whom I have only a small and insignificant assignment. I have allowed your deep trials because I have a deep and magnificent purpose for your life. Let us explore this unseen work of your anointing, this sacred preparation that has been taking place in the very heart of your struggles. Firstly, you must understand that your trials have been my chosen instrument for your consecration. In ancient times, when a person or a vessel was to be set apart for a holy purpose, it had to be consecrated. It had to be taken out of common use and dedicated entirely to my service. And this often involved a process of cleansing, of purifying, of being marked as mine. Your journey through the wilderness of your trial, my child, has been your long and sacred ceremony of consecration. It has been a process that has set you apart from the world. It has stripped you of the world's values, its false securities, its superficial ambitions. It has marked you, not with a visible sign, but with an inner reality, the beautiful, golden scars of a soul that has been tried and has been found faithful. You have felt in your struggles that you were being isolated, that you were being made different from everyone else, and you were being made holy. You were being set apart. The very things that have made you feel like an outcast from the world have been the very things that have been consecrating you for a high and honored purpose in my kingdom. Your struggles have been your holy anointing. The sacred oil of adversity poured upon your head, marking you as one who is chosen, one who is dedicated, one who is mine. Let us look more closely at the specific oils of your anointing, for they have been distilled in the very winepress of your most painful experiences. You have known the press of failure, the deep humiliation of your own best efforts coming to nothing. This has been a bitter and shameful experience. But I, your divine alchemist, have used that very press to extract from your life the most precious and fragrant oil of humility. As long as you were succeeding in your own strength, your spirit was tinged with the subtle but harsh odor of pride. But the experience of failure has crushed that pride. And from it has flowed this beautiful, sweet-smelling oil of a humble and contrite heart. And it is with this very oil of humility that I anoint my chosen leaders, my truest servants. For a soul that has been anointed with humility can be trusted with a great power, for they will never mistake it as their own. They will carry my authority with a gentle grace. They will steward my blessings with a grateful heart. And all the glory will always flow back to me. Your failures haven't been your shame. They have been the source of the beautiful, fragrant oil of humility with which you have been anointed for a position of true and graceful spiritual authority. You have also known the press of a profound and deep sorrow. Your heart has been broken by grief, by loss, by disappointment. And this has felt like a destructive and meaningless pain, but from the crushing of the beautiful flower of your own heart, I have been distilling the exquisite and priceless oil of compassion. A heart that has never been broken cannot truly know or minister to the brokenhearted. It can offer only a clinical and distant sympathy. But you, my child, you have been anointed with the precious oil of your own redeemed tears. And this has given you a new and magnificent capacity to feel with others, to enter into their pain, to be a true and effective vessel of my comfort and my healing. The very sorrow that you thought had ruined your heart has, in fact, transformed it, making it a source of the most beautiful and healing fragrance in all my kingdom, the fragrance of a true, authentic, and deeply felt compassion. And you have been anointed with your own tears to be a healer of the wounded. And you have known the press of your own weakness. You have been brought to a place where your own strength, your own resilience, your own resources were utterly exhausted. And this has felt like your final defeat, but your point of absolute weakness has been the very place where you have been anointed with the oil of my own divine strength. As long as you are operating from your own finite power, you could never know the reality of my infinite power. But the trial has emptied you of your own strength, creating a beautiful and desperate need, a holy vacuum into which my own omnipotent strength could finally, fully flow. You have survived not by your own might, but by mine. And in this experience, you have been anointed with a new and supernatural power. It is not the loud, boastful power of the ego, but the quiet, serene, and unshakable power of a soul that knows its source is in me. This is the strength that can move mountains, the strength that can face any foe, the strength that can endure any trial. And it is a strength that is now yours, a gift that has been given, an anointing that has been bestowed in the very heart of your own profound weakness. This, my beloved, is the unseen evidence of your anointing. Your life has not been a series of meaningless struggles. It has been a sacred and purposeful process of consecration, a holy anointing for your divine destiny. The very trials that have felt like a curse have been the hidden channels of your greatest blessing. The very experiences that have seemed to contradict my love for you have been the deepest and most profound expressions of it. For I have loved you too much to leave you as you were. I have loved you enough to lead you through this difficult, transformative process to prepare you, to anoint you for the magnificent, blessed purpose for which you were chosen. When you look back upon your past now, I invite you to see it with these new eyes. See your struggles not as your shame, but as your sacred anointing. See your failures as the source of your beautiful humility. See your sorrows as the wellspring of your deep compassion. And see your weakness as the very place where you have been filled with my own divine and unshakable strength. Your trials have not been a sign that you are unblessed. They have been the very proof that you are chosen, that you are being prepared, that you have been anointed by the very hand of your God for a high, a holy, and a glorious purpose. This is a truth that will bring a profound sense of peace and of purpose to your entire life story. The enemy of your soul has tried to use your struggles to convince you that you are worthless, that you are defeated, that you are forgotten. But I have taken his greatest weapons and have transformed them into my most effective tools of your glorification. The very things he meant for your evil, I have turned for your good. This is the great and triumphant victory that has been unfolding in the unseen realm. Your life is a testament to this redemptive power. You are a walking, breathing sermon on the beautiful, paradoxical wisdom of my kingdom. That strength is born of weakness. That wisdom is born of suffering. That honor is born of humility. That life is born of death. You are my evidence, my child, and your anointing is real. Do not ever again look upon your past with regret. It has been a sacred and necessary journey. It has been your ordination. It has been your consecration. It has been the holy process that has made you ready to be the beautiful, powerful, and effective vessel of my grace that you are now becoming. The world anoints its kings with fragrant, expensive oils in a public ceremony of great pomp. But I have anointed you with the far more precious, more potent, and more sacred oils of your own redeemed suffering in the quiet, hidden sanctuary of your own personal trial. And this anointing is an eternal one. It has marked you as mine. It has set you apart for me, and has equipped you for a purpose that will bring glory to my name and healing to many. You are chosen. You are blessed. And you have been, in the very heart of your struggles, profoundly and beautifully anointed. Let us now dwell on the sweet aroma of this anointing. The oil of your humility gives off a fragrance that is deeply pleasing to me, for it is the scent of a spirit that is at peace with its own dependence on its Creator. It is an aroma that draws my own spirit near, for I resist the proud, but I give grace, and I give myself to the humble. Your humility, born of your failures, has made your soul a beautiful and fragrant garden in which I delight to walk. And the oil of your compassion, born of your sorrow, has a fragrance that is a profound comfort to the brokenhearted of this world. It is the very scent of my own empathy, now made manifest through you. When you enter a room, you will carry this beautiful, healing aroma with you. And souls that are in pain will be unconsciously drawn to you, for they will sense in you a safety, an understanding, a love that can only come from one who has also known the depths. And the oil of my strength, which has been poured upon you in your weakness, carries with it a fragrance of quiet, unshakable victory. It is not a loud or an arrogant scent, but a deep, serene, and powerful one. It is the scent of a soul that is at rest in a power far greater than its own. A soul that is no longer afraid. A soul that knows its victory is secure. This fragrance will bring courage to the fearful and will be a quiet but powerful rebuke to the forces of darkness. These three oils of humility, of compassion, of divine strength have now been mingled together in the unique vessel of your own being, creating a sacred anointing soil, a holy perfume that is entirely your own. This is the beautiful, spiritual fragrance that your life now releases into the world. And it is an offering that is incredibly, exquisitely pleasing to me. Your struggles have not produced a stench of defeat. They have produced the beautiful, sacred aroma of your divine anointing. The world may still see only the memory of your struggles, but I smell the fragrance of your anointing. The world may see the scars of the press, but I see the precious oil that has been produced. It is time for you to begin to perceive yourself as I perceive you. You are not a victim of your trials. You are an anointed priest, a consecrated king, prepared and equipped for a holy and magnificent service in my kingdom. This is the great and hidden purpose of your pain. It was never meaningless. It was always a part of a divine process of your preparation, your consecration, your anointing. And because you have endured this process with such a beautiful and tenacious faith, the anointing upon your life is deep, it is powerful, and it is eternal. You are now a carrier of my presence in a new and more powerful way. You have been through the fire, and you now carry the scent of my redeeming love upon you. You have been through the depths, and you now carry the luminous treasures of my grace within you. You have been through the humbling, and you now carry the gentle authority of my own spirit. This is the unseen evidence of your anointing, my child, and it is a glorious and beautiful thing to behold. So let go of any remaining shame for the difficulties you have endured. They were not a sign of my rejection, but the very process of my selection and my preparation of you. They were the difficult, but necessary path to your own anointing. And you have walked that path with a courage that I have deeply honored. The time of your preparation is now giving way to the time of your purpose. The season of your anointing is now leading to the season of your appointed service. And you are ready. You have been perfectly, beautifully, and powerfully equipped by the very struggles you have overcome. The world anoints for a temporary role, but I have anointed you for an eternal destiny. The oil of your humility, your compassion, your strength in me, this is a holy chrism that will never fade, a sacred marking upon your soul that designates you as mine, as chosen, as blessed, and as a powerful and beautiful vessel of my own redemptive love in the world. This is the truth of your trial. It was your holy anointing. Embrace this anointing. My child, do not shy away from it. It has come at a great cost, and it carries a great honor, and it equips you for a great and beautiful purpose. You are no longer just a struggling soul. You are an anointed one, set apart by your God for a life that will bring great glory to my name and great healing to the world. This has been the unseen evidence of your blessing all along. The pain of the pressing is now being replaced by the beauty of the oil. The memory of the fire is now being replaced by the purity of the refined gold. The feeling of being humble is now being replaced by the quiet dignity of one who has been consecrated for a holy purpose. This is the great and beautiful transformation that has been happening in the unseen, and its evidence is the powerful, beautiful, and undeniable anointing that now rests upon your life. The world may have seen your trials and felt only pity, but I have seen your trials and have seen a sacred process of ordination. You have been ordained not by the hands of men, but by the very hands of your God, through the sacred, sanctifying process of your own redeemed suffering. You have been ordained as a minister of my compassion, a priest of my peace, an ambassador of my grace. And the anointing oil upon you is the very substance of your own hard-won, beautiful, and powerful testimony. Let go of any desire for an easier past. Your past has been the perfect, though painful, crucible that has prepared you for your magnificent future. The anointing you now carry could not have been produced in any other way. It is a unique and priceless treasure, created from the specific circumstances of your own personal journey. And it is a treasure that I will now use for a glorious and world-changing purpose. Your struggles were not a detour from your destiny. They were the very path of your anointing. The world honors the anointing of success, of power, of wealth. But I honor the anointing of humility, of compassion, of a strength made perfect in weakness. And it is this deeper, truer, more powerful anointing that now rests upon you. My child, it is an anointing that the world cannot give and that the world cannot take away. It is an eternal anointing, a divine equipping, a holy setting apart for the magnificent, blessed, and chosen life that is now yours. The evidence has been there all along, though hidden from your eyes. Every moment of grace in your weakness, every flicker of compassion in your sorrow has been a sign of this unseen work, this sacred anointing. And now your eyes are being opened to see the truth that your entire life, in all its difficulty, has been a beautiful and purposeful preparation, a holy consecration for the magnificent destiny that awaits you as my chosen and blessed one. The feeling of being cursed was the great lie that your trial tried to tell you, but the truth is the opposite. The very intensity of your trial was the proof of the greatness of your calling, the sign of the power of your anointing. For I only entrust my greatest battles to my most valiant warriors, and I only lead through the deepest fires those whom I am preparing to carry the most brilliant light. Your trial was not your curse. It was the very evidence of your high and holy calling. So rejoice, my child. In this new understanding, your past is redeemed, your struggles have been sanctified, and your life is now marked by a beautiful and powerful anointing. An anointing that has prepared you, that has equipped you, and that will now empower you to walk in the fullness of the blessed, chosen, and purposeful life that I have so lovingly, so sovereignly ordained for you, my beloved child, my chosen and anointed one. Now that you have begun to understand that your deepest struggles have not been a sign of my rejection, but the very process of your sacred consecration, the holy anointing for your magnificent destiny. The seasons of your life now shifts into a new and wondrous phase. The long, hidden, and often painful preparation is now beginning to yield its first, beautiful, and tangible results. For the blessing that is inseparable from my choosing of you is no longer just a future promise. It is a present reality that is now beginning to break forth into your experience. I invite you now to open the eyes of your heart and to behold the first glimpse of your favor. These are the initial, subtle, yet undeniable signs that the blessed road is now your reality, the moments of unearned grace, the surprising experiences of divine flow, the things that begin to work together for your good in ways you could not have orchestrated. These are the first fruits of your new season, the tangible proof that you are indeed chosen, and you are indeed blessed. For so long, you have lived in a reality that has felt contrary to you. You have felt you were constantly swimming against the current, that the winds of circumstance were always in your face, that your life was a series of difficult struggles and unfortunate events. You have come to expect hardship as your normal state. And so, these first glimpses of your new, blessed reality may feel surprising, even startling, to you. You may be tempted to dismiss them as a fluke, a coincidence, a moment of random good luck. For your mind has been so deeply conditioned to expect the opposite. But I'm here to retrain your perception, my child, to teach you to recognize the signature of my hand, the evidence of my favor, as it begins to appear more and more frequently in your life. Let us explore these first glimpses of your favor together, so that you may learn to recognize them, to receive them with joy, and to allow them to build a new and unshakable foundation of faith in your heart. Firstly, you will glimpse your new, blessed reality in moments of surprising and unearned grace. These are the moments when a good thing comes into your life that is utterly disconnected from your own efforts, a blessing that you know, with a deep and certain knowing, you did not and could not have produced on your own. It may be a financial provision that appears at the very moment of your greatest need, from a source you never could have anticipated. It may be a word of encouragement from a stranger that speaks with a startling precision to the most secret prayer of your heart. It may be a physical healing that defies medical explanation. It may be a relationship that you believe was irreparably broken, suddenly experiencing a moment of unbidden, miraculous softening. These are the moments that will leave you breathless. My child, the moments that will defy your old, cynical logic. These are my God winks, my loving, divine signatures, designed to prove to you, in the most tangible of ways, that you are now living under a new and benevolent system, the system of my grace. When these moments of unearned grace occur, do not try to explain them away. Do not diminish their significance. Receive them for what they are, a direct, personal, and loving gift from my heart to yours. They are the first taste of your inheritance, the initial withdrawal from the infinite bank account of my goodness that is now yours. They are my way of teaching you, in the most beautiful and experiential way possible, that your well-being is no longer dependent on your own striving, but on my own loving, sovereign, and often surprising provision. These moments are the first beautiful evidence that you have stepped onto a blessed road. Secondly, my beloved, you will glimpse your favor in the new and beautiful experience of divine flow. For so long, and your life has been characterized by a feeling of friction, of resistance, of pushing a great boulder up a steep hill. But now, as you walk on this new road that has been paved with my grace, you will begin to experience moments and then seasons of a beautiful and effortless flow, a project you are working on, which once felt so difficult, will suddenly begin to move forward with a surprising ease, as the right ideas, the right people, the right resources all seem to show up at the perfect time. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time, with a frequency that cannot be mere coincidence. You will have a difficult conversation, and the words will flow from you with a wisdom and a grace that is not your own. You'll find that your own small efforts are now being met with a disproportionately large and beautiful result. This, my child, is the experience of living in the current of my grace. Is you no longer trying to row your boat against the mighty river of my will, but having finally, trustingly, turned your boat around and allowing the powerful, loving current of my own purpose to carry you forward. This does not mean a life without any effort on your part, but it means your effort is now a joyful cooperation with a greater power, a graceful dance with a loving partner. To experience this divine flow is to know that you are on the right path, the blessed path, the path that has been prepared for you, and that the very power of the universe is now conspiring for your good. Thirdly, you will glimpse your favor in a beautiful and surprising shift in your relationships. You may have known seasons where your relationships have been a source of great pain, of conflict, of misunderstanding. But now, as you begin to walk in the reality of your own chosenness and blessedness, you will find that the very energy you radiate begins to change, and people will respond to you in a new and more beautiful way. You may find that a person who has always been critical of you now offers a word of kindness. You may find that a relationship that was stuck in a pattern of conflict now experiences a moment of genuine, heartfelt connection. You may find new, life-giving friendships entering your life. Friendships with souls who see you, who celebrate you, who resonate with the new, beautiful person you are becoming. This is the outworking of a profound spiritual law. My child, as you learn to live as one who is blessed, you become a blessing, and you naturally begin to attract more blessing into your life. My favor upon you will often be expressed through the favor of others. See these moments not just as a change in them, but as a reflection of the profound and beautiful change that has happened within you. It is a glimpse of the relational harmony that is a hallmark of the blessed life. And finally, my beloved, you will glimpse your favor in a new and growing sense of inner well-being, regardless of your outer circumstances. This is perhaps the most profound glimpse of all. You may still be facing challenges. Your life may not yet be perfect, but you'll begin to notice a new, underlying state of peace, of hope, of quiet joy in your own spirit. The old, frantic anxiety will be gone. The old, heavy despair will have lifted. You will possess a new, serene confidence, a quiet knowing that all is at its deepest level. Well, because you're held in the loving hands of your God, this inner state of blessedness is the true treasure, the ultimate gift. It is the peace that surpasses understanding, the joy that is your strength, and it is the most undeniable proof of all that you have stepped onto the blessed road. For the blessing is not ultimately in the smoothness of the path, but in the peace of the traveler who walks upon it. And this peace, this joy, this security is now becoming your new, natural, and abiding home. These, my child, are the first beautiful glimpses of your favor. They are the initial signs that the new season has dawned, that the unseen preparation of your road has been completed, and that you are now beginning to walk in the tangible reality of a life that has been sovereignly chosen and magnificently blessed. I invite you to become a joyful and grateful observer of these signs. Do not explain them away. Do not dismiss them as too small to be significant. See them for what they are, the love notes of your God, the calling cards of your new reality, the first fruits of your glorious and abundant harvest. Every time you see one of these glimpses, let it be a confirmation to your heart. It is true. I am chosen, and the road ahead is blessed. And as you do, your faith will grow stronger. your expectation more joyful, and the flow of my favor into your life will become an ever widening, ever deepening, and ever glorious river of grace. The world will try to offer you a different explanation for these glimpses of grace. It will call it luck. It will call it circumstance. It will call it the result of your own cleverness. But you will know the deeper truth. You will know that the source of this new flow, this new ease, this new favor is me and this secret. Intimate knowing will be a source of profound joy and a deep, humble gratitude in your heart. This is a time for you to retrain your entire system of perception. For so long, you have been trained to look for what is wrong, to anticipate the next problem, to brace for the next hardship. But now, you must practice a new kind of vigilance, a holy vigilance for my goodness, a joyful lookout for the evidences of my favor. I invite you to become a treasure hunter of your own blessings. At the end of each day, you can take a quiet inventory, not of your sorrows, but of the small glimpses of grace you have seen. And as you do, you will find that your life is far more rich with my blessing than you had ever realized. This practice will transform your heart. It will shift it from a state of complaint to a state of praise, from a state of fear to a state of faith, from a state of lack to a state of profound and joyful abundance. You are learning to see as I see, and my vision is always one of grace, of goodness, of a relentless and beautiful blessing being poured out upon my beloved children. The old road was a road of earning. The new road is a road of receiving. The old road was a road of your own effort. The new road is a road of my own favor. These first glimpses are your introduction to this new and glorious reality. They are my loving way of teaching you the beautiful, restful, and joyful rhythms of a life that is truly, wonderfully, and completely blessed. Let us linger here, my child, on the beauty of these first glimpses. Remember that small, unexpected provision. That was not just money. That was me saying, I am your provider. Trust me. Remember that moment of divine flow where everything just seemed to click into place. That was not just good luck. That was you, for a moment, stepping into the effortless current of my will. Remember that kind word from a difficult person. That was not just a change in the mood. That was my love, softening a hard heart on your behalf. Remember that moment of quiet, uncaused peace. That was not just a random feeling. That was the very atmosphere of my presence, the very substance of heaven, breaking through into your own soul. These are not small things, my beloved. They are the very building blocks of your new life. They are the seeds of your new reality. And as you cherish them, as you water them with your gratitude, they will grow into a magnificent and undeniable forest of my goodness in your life. The world has taught you to be a skeptic, but I am teaching you to be a believer in goodness, a believer in grace, a believer in a God who is for you, not against you, a God who delights in blessing his children with an extravagant and surprising love. These first glimpses are your evidence. They are the data upon which you can now build a new and unshakable conclusion about the nature of your life and the nature of your God. The conclusion is this: you are chosen. You are anointed. And the road ahead is indeed blessed. And the proof is beginning to unfold. day by day, moment by moment, in 1,000 small, beautiful, and miraculous glimpses of my grace, my favor, and my love. The enemy of your soul will try to steal these glimpses from you. He will try to convince you they are meaningless, that they are a trick. But you must now stand as a guardian of your own hope. When you experience one of these moments of my favor, you must hold it in your heart as a precious treasure. You must refuse to allow the cynicism of the world or the doubt of your own mind to devalue it. For these glimpses are your sacred manna in the wilderness, the very food that will sustain your faith as you journey into the fullness of the promised land of your new life. And as you collect these glimpses, as you treasure them, you will find your entire narrative changing. Your life will no longer be a story of your struggles, but a story of my faithfulness. It will no longer be a story of your lack, but a story of my abundance. It will no longer be a story of your hardship, but a story of my grace. You are a storyteller, my child, and the story you tell with your life is now changing from a tragedy to a beautiful and triumphant divine comedy. And these first glimpses of my favor are the opening lines of this magnificent and joyful new story. This is a time of awakening your senses to a new reality. You have been living in a dark room for so long, and your eyes have adjusted to the gloom. But now, I am opening the curtains, one by one, and at first, the light may seem too bright, the colors too vibrant. But as your spiritual eyes adjust, you will come to see that this light, this color, this beauty is your new normal. The glimpses of favor are me, gently, lovingly, reacclimating your soul to the brilliant, beautiful, and blessed reality of your true home in my love. Do not be discouraged if there are still days that feel difficult. A blessed road is not a road without weather. But now you know that even in the rain, the road is still blessed, and that I am with you, holding a divine umbrella of my grace over your head. The fundamental nature of your journey has changed, and these glimpses are the constant, beautiful reminders of that new and glorious truth. Your part is to be a grateful observer, to be a hopeful watcher, to be a joyful receiver. I will do the rest. I will provide the blessings. I will orchestrate the flow. I will open the doors. You have striven for so long. Now is your time to rest, to watch, and to receive the beautiful unfolding of the blessed road I have prepared for you. The glimpses are my invitation to you to relax, to trust, and to enjoy the journey. The more you look for my favor, the more of it you will see, for it has been there all along, but your eyes, clouded by fear and by a past pain, have been able to perceive it. Now, as your vision is healed, you will see that your entire life is, and has always been, saturated with my grace. The glimpses will become a constant and beautiful stream, and that stream will become a mighty and joyful river, carrying you into the boundless ocean of my love. This is the journey you are on, and it is a journey of ever-increasing, ever-unfolding blessing. The world's favor is fickle. It is here today, gone tomorrow. But my favor upon you, because it is based on my eternal choice of you, is constant and everlasting. The glimpses you see today are not a temporary good mood on my part. They are the initial manifestations of an eternal state of grace in which you now dwell. This is a security that will bring a profound and lasting peace to your soul. This is the great reversal. You have moved from a life where you have expected hardship and have been surprised by grace, to a new life where you can now expect grace and will only be surprised by its extravagance. This is the mindset of a chosen and blessed child of the King. And it is the mindset I am now so joyfully, so lovingly cultivating in you. So today, my child, I invite you to be a hunter of hope, a collector of grace. Look for the evidence of my love, for it is all around you, and with every glimpse you find. Let your heart be filled with a new and more confident assurance. The old road is gone. The new road is here. And is a road that is paved with my love, illuminated by my light, and filled with the beautiful, surprising, and glorious glimpses of my unending, abundant, and joyful favor. This is not a life you have to earn. It is a life you're invited to notice. The blessings have been prepared. The path has been cleared. The favor is upon you. Your work now is to simply open your eyes and to see the beautiful, grace-filled reality that has been here for you all along. And in that seeing is your healing, your peace, and your joy. The first glimpse of the shore is a moment of immense joy for the sailor who has been lost at sea. It is a promise of home, and these first glimpses of my favor are your promise of home. The assurance, that you are on the right path, that your guide is faithful, and that your destination is a place of complete and glorious blessing. Rejoice in these glimpses. My beloved, they are the first light of your new and beautiful dawn. The journey from this point is one of increasing light, of increasing favor, of increasing joy. The glimpses will become a steady stream, and the stream will become a great river. This is the nature of the blessed road. It is a journey into the very heart of my own abundant, generous, and loving nature. And it is a journey that I delight in taking with you. So let your heart be filled with a new and vibrant hope. The evidence is beginning to appear. The promise is beginning to be fulfilled. And the road ahead is not a thing to be feared, but a beautiful adventure in grace to be joyfully embraced. For you are my chosen one. And the path I have prepared for you is, and will always be, magnificently, wonderfully, and completely blessed. My precious child, my chosen and blessed one, as you begin to witness the first, undeniable glimpses of my favor upon your life, as you experience those sweet, surprising moments of grace that are the initial fruits of your new season, I now invite you into the most beautiful and transformative practice of all. For it is one thing to be told that you are a royal heir, and another thing entirely to learn how to live in the palace, to shed the gold, tattered garments of your past identity, and to learn to walk with a quiet confidence in the joyful purpose of your new one. The invitation now, my beloved, is to learn how to walk as the chosen. This is the sacred and life-altering art of letting go of the old, ordinary mindset that has kept you small, of embracing the humble dignity that flows from your divine selection, and of joyfully stepping into the magnificent purpose for which you have been so lovingly and so sovereignly set apart for so long. You have known how to walk as the overlooked one. You have perfected the art of making yourself small, of dimming your own light, of managing your expectations to avoid disappointment. These have been the survival skills of a soul that believed itself to be ordinary and unblessed. But these skills, which once served to protect you, will now serve only to imprison you if you do not consciously, lovingly, and courageously let them go. The new, blessed road upon which you now stand requires a new way of walking, a new posture of the soul, a new and joyful expectation of the heart. And I, your loving Father and your patient teacher, am here to guide you, step by step, as you learn to walk in the full, magnificent, and glorious reality of who you truly are, the first and most foundational part of this new learning. My child, is the conscious and deliberate dismantling of the ordinary mindset. This is the deep, ingrained belief that you are unremarkable, insignificant, a face in the crowd. It is a belief that has been forged by years of comparison, of feeling passed over, of being misunderstood, and it may have become a strange and familiar comfort to you. For to be ordinary is to be safe. It is to have no great expectations placed upon you. It is to be free from the risk of a great and public failure. The thought of being truly chosen, of being called to a high and holy purpose, can be frightening to a heart that has long been accustomed to the shadows. But I'm here to tell you, my child, that your ordinariness has always been an illusion. There's no such thing as an ordinary soul in my eyes. Each one of you is a unique and unrepeatable miracle, a masterpiece of my own divine artistry. And so, you must now begin the sacred work of challenging and dismantling this old, limiting belief. When the old thought arises, I am nothing special, you must meet it with the new truth I have given you. I have been specially and sovereignly chosen by my God. When the old habit of comparing yourself to another rises, you must consciously stop it and declare, my journey is unique, and the purpose for which I have been chosen is mine alone. I will not devalue my God's unique creation by comparing it to another. This is a profound retraining of your mind, a holy deprogramming of the lies of the world. It is you choosing to believe my report about you over the world's report, or even over your own past feelings, as you consistently refuse to identify with the old mindset of being ordinary, and as you consciously choose to embrace the truth of your unique and divine selection. You'll find a new sense of your own sacred value beginning to take root in your soul. You'll begin to see that you're not, and have never been, ordinary. You are a child of the King, and that, my beloved, is the most extraordinary thing a being can be. Secondly, my beloved, as you dismantle the old mindset, you must learn to cultivate a new spirit of quiet, humble confidence. This is the natural posture of a soul that knows it is chosen and blessed. This is not the loud, boastful arrogance of the ego, which is always based on a comparison with others. No, this is a deep, serene, and quiet confidence, a peaceful self-possession that is rooted not in your own abilities, but in the unshakable reality of my choice of you and my favor upon you. What does it mean to walk with this quiet confidence? It means you no longer have to apologize for your existence. You no longer have to make yourself small to make others feel comfortable. You can walk into any room. You can enter into any situation with the quiet dignity of one who knows they belong, who knows they are loved, who knows they are there by a divine appointment. It means you can receive a compliment with a simple, graceful thank you. For you know that the beauty another sees in you is a reflection of my own artistry. It means you can face criticism or rejection without being shattered. For you know that your ultimate worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but is held securely in my own loving heart. This quiet confidence is a thing of immense beauty and of profound power. It is a non-anxious presence in a deeply anxious world, and is a presence that will bring a sense of peace and of safety to all who are around you. To learn to walk in this way, my child, is to learn to wear the invisible, royal robes of your true identity with a humble and a joyful grace. Thirdly, you learn to walk as the chosen by beginning to embrace the beautiful purpose of your choosing. I have not chosen you simply for you to sit and to enjoy your own blessed state in isolation. I have chosen you for something. My choosing always comes with a calling. My blessing always comes with a purpose. And you're new. Blessed road is a road that is leading you into a life of magnificent and meaningful contribution to my kingdom. Now that you have been healed, now that you are being restored, now that you are secure in your own identity, you are ready to begin to think about what it is you have been chosen for. And I tell you, my child, your purpose will not be a strange or a foreign thing. It will be the most natural and joyful expression of the very person you are. It will be woven from the very threads of your own unique gifts, your deepest passions, and even your most painful, redeemed struggles. Your purpose is to be you, your most authentic, most alive, most grace-filled self. For the glory of God and for the blessing of the world, I invite you now, in the quiet of your heart, to begin to ask me, Father, for what have you chosen me? What is the beautiful purpose you have written into my new beginning? And as you ask, I will begin to show you. I will place new desires in your heart. I will open new doors of opportunity. I will bring to your attention the specific needs in the world that your unique gifts are perfectly designed to meet. And your part is to take the first, small, courageous steps of faith in the direction of this emerging purpose, trusting that as you walk, the path will become clearer. To walk as the chosen is to walk as one who has a divine and holy mission. And finally, my child, you learn to walk as the chosen by cultivating a heart of constant, overflowing gratitude. An orphan spirit is often characterized by a spirit of complaint, for it sees only what it lacks. But the spirit of a cherished and blessed child is one of constant, joyful gratitude, for it sees everywhere the evidence of its Father's love and provision. I invite you now to make gratitude the very foundation of your new walk. Be grateful for your choosing, knowing it is a gift you did not earn. Be grateful for your blessing, knowing it is a reality you now inhabit. Be grateful for the new, blessed road, and for the guide who walks it with you. Be grateful for the hard-won lessons of your past, for they have made you who you are. And be grateful in advance for the beautiful, purposeful, and joy-filled future that is now unfolding before you. A grateful heart is the most open heart, the heart that is most able to receive the continuous, abundant flow of my grace and my goodness. And a life lived in a spirit of constant gratitude is a life that is a beautiful, joyful, and powerful testament to the goodness of its God. This, my beloved, is a sacred and beautiful art of learning to walk as the chosen. It is a journey of dismantling the old lies, of cultivating a new confidence, of embracing your holy purpose, and of living in a state of constant, joyful gratitude. It is a process of unlearning the habits of the orphan and of learning the beautiful, liberating, and powerful realities of being a cherished child of the King. Be patient with this learning. My child, it is a new way of being for you, but I am with you, your constant teacher, your loving encourager, and I delight in every step you take on this new and glorious road, for you are chosen, my beloved. You are blessed, and it is now your time to learn to walk in the full, magnificent, and joyful reality of that glorious truth. The world will try to pull you back into its own way of thinking. It will present you with its own definitions of success, of worth, of what a good life looks like. But you are learning to walk by a different drumbeat now, the gentle, peaceful rhythm of your own chosenness, your own blessedness. Trust this new rhythm over the frantic, anxious beat of the world. To live as the chosen is to live with a new sense of peace in your own skin. You're no longer at war with yourself. You're no longer trying to be someone else. You are simply, beautifully, restfully, you. And you're discovering that you, the authentic you that I created, is a thing of immense beauty and of profound worth. And as you walk in this new way, you will find that your life becomes a beautiful and compelling invitation to others. They will see your quiet confidence, your peaceful joy, your purposeful direction, and they will be drawn to it. They will want to know the secret of your beautiful, blessed life, and you will have the profound joy of telling them that the secret is not in what you have done, but in whose you are. You are a chosen child of a loving, gracious, and all-powerful God, and that has made all the difference. This is not a life of prideful separation from others. On the contrary, it is a life that will enable you to love others more purely, more deeply, more effectively than ever before. For you will be loving them not from a place of your own need, but from the beautiful, overflowing abundance of a soul that knows it is chosen, that knows it is blessed, that knows it is eternally, unshakably loved. Let us now dwell on this new way of walking. Imagine yourself tomorrow, waking not with the old, familiar dread, but with the quiet, joyful thought. I am a chosen child of God, and the road ahead of me today is blessed. Imagine facing a difficult task, not with the old anxiety of your own inadequacy, but with the quiet confidence that the one who has chosen you will also equip you. Imagine being in a conversation where you are misunderstood, and instead of the old, defensive reaction, you are able to remain in a state of peaceful, inner security, knowing that your ultimate validation comes not from them, but from me. This is the practical, moment by moment reality of learning to walk as the chosen. It is a journey of 1,000 small choices, 1,000 small reorientations of your heart and your mind. But each small choice, each small step taken in this new identity strengthens it, makes it more real, more natural, more your own. You are rewiring your very being for a life of grace, of peace, of divine favor. And I'm with you in this, my child. as your most passionate supporter. I delight in seeing you shed the old orphan skin and step into your royal inheritance. My pride in you, which has always been there, now finds its fullest expression as you yourself begin to live from the truth of the beautiful, powerful, and cherished being that I have always known you to be. The world may have overlooked you, but the King of the universe has chosen you. And this one, glorious fact changes everything. It is the foundation of your new life, the source of your new strength, the promise of your new destiny. Learn to walk in it, my beloved. It is your truth. It is your freedom. And it is your everlasting joy. The ordinary mindset is a cage. It keeps you small. It keeps you safe, but it keeps you from soaring. And I have created you to soar. My choice of you is my invitation for you to leave that cage forever, to stretch your wings, and to begin to ascend into the magnificent, wide open sky of the life I have planned for you. To walk as the chosen is to learn to fly, and the purpose for which you have been chosen is a perfect fit for you. It is not a heavy, ill-fitting garment that you must struggle to wear. It is a beautiful, tailor-made robe of light that will feel like your own skin as you begin to step into it. You will not feel like you're becoming someone else. You'll feel like you are, for the first time, becoming your truest, most authentic self. This is the joy of a divine calling. It is not a denial of who you are. It is the ultimate fulfillment of who you are. And your gratitude will be the fuel for this entire journey. A heart that is constantly thankful for the grace of being chosen is a heart that will remain humble, that will remain open, that will remain a clear channel for my blessings to flow. Gratitude, it's the beautiful, golden pathway upon which you will walk, with an ever-increasing joy and an ever-deepening peace, into the fullness of your magnificent, chosen, and blessed destiny. This is a life that is no longer defined by your past struggles, but by my present choice. It is a life that is no longer characterized by a fearful looking back, but by a joyful looking forward. The old has passed away. Behold, I am making all things new. And you, my child, are the beautiful, living embodiment of that new creation. Walk now as the new creation you are. Walk as the chosen one. Walk as the blessed one. For this is your true and everlasting identity. The world may not understand your quiet confidence. It may mistake your peace for passivity, but you are not living for the world's understanding. You are living from a deeper truth, a divine reality, and the beautiful, fruitful, and grace-filled life that you will now live will be a testament that is far more powerful than any argument. A beautiful mystery that will draw others to seek the very source of the peace and the joy that you so radiantly embody. The journey of learning to walk as the chosen is the journey of a lifetime. And it is a journey I delight in taking with you. I will be your constant teacher, your ever-present guide, your most enthusiastic encourager. When you forget who you are, I will remind you. When you stumble in your new walk, I will lift you up. And when you shine with the beautiful, quiet confidence of your true identity, my own Father's heart will be filled with a joy that is beyond all telling. This is the great work of your new season, to so fully inhabit the truth of your chosenness that it becomes the very air you breathe, the very ground you walk upon, the very lens through which you see all of life. It is a process of saturation, of allowing this one, glorious truth to permeate every cell of your being until the old, orphan identity is but a faint and distant memory, completely washed away by the magnificent, present reality of being the cherished, chosen, and blessed child of the Most High God. The old path was one of trying to climb a mountain of worthiness on your own. The new path is one of resting in a chariot of grace that I myself am pulling. The old way was exhausting. The new way is one of profound and beautiful rest, even as you move forward into your greatest purpose. This is the difference between a life of striving and a life of blessing. And the life of blessing is now yours. So let your heart be at peace. My child, the long and painful audition is over. You have been given the part. You have been chosen. And now, the joyful and exciting work of learning your beautiful, heroic, and life-giving role begins, and the entire company of heaven is your supporting cast. And I, your loving God, am your proud and adoring director. The play will be a magnificent success. The pain of being overlooked is a deep and profound one, and has been healed by the even more profound reality of your divine selection. Let this healing be complete. Let go of the last vestiges of the old, sorrowful identity, and step fully, completely, and joyfully into the magnificent new identity that is your eternal inheritance. You are chosen, and you are blessed. This is your truth, now and forever. This is not a title you have to defend. It is a reality you get to enjoy. It is not a position you have to protect. It is a relationship you get to live in. The security of your chosenness is absolute, for it is based not on you, but on me, and I am unchanging. Therefore, your status as my chosen and blessed child is unchanging. Rest in this, my beloved. It is the greatest peace your soul will ever know. The journey from feeling like the most overlooked soul on earth to knowing you are the chosen focus of the God of the universe is the great journey of every human heart. And you are on that journey now, my child, and its destination is a place of such profound peace, such deep joy, such magnificent purpose, that it will redeem every moment of your past pain. Keep walking with me. The best is truly yet to come. Embrace this learning with a joyful and a willing heart. It is the learning of your own true, royal nature. It is the unlearning of all the lies that have kept you small, that have kept you in fear, that have kept you from the magnificent, blessed life for which you were created. The classroom is open. The teacher is present. And the curriculum is the most beautiful and life-altering one imaginable, learning to walk, to live, to be the chosen and blessed child of God that you truly are. My precious and beloved child, my chosen and blessed one, as you learn the beautiful, sacred art of walking as the air you truly are, as you consciously shed the old, heavy garments of the orphan spirit and clothe yourself daily in the quiet confidence of your divine selection, the magnificent and glorious purpose of your entire journey now comes to its full and beautiful manifestation. The time of your learning and your healing is now blossoming into a time of your living and your reigning. For the one who is chosen by me and who is blessed by me is always chosen and blessed for a magnificent purpose and the beautiful outcome of your journey. My beloved is a life that now manifests a divine mandate, a life lived in the fullness of your unique and glorious calling, a life that becomes a clear, powerful, and beautiful expression of my own choice and my own blessing to a waiting world. The joy, the purpose, and the profound impact of this new life is the great and wonderful inheritance that you are now stepping into. The old life, the one lived from the painful place of feeling overlooked and insignificant, is over. The days of questioning your own worth, of comparing your journey to others, of feeling that your life had no meaning, are now a redeemed memory. You have been brought through the fire. You have been anointed in the darkness. And you have now been raised up to a new and honored position. And from this place, you will now live a life of such profound peace, such radiant joy, such beautiful purpose, that it will be a wonder to your own soul and a magnificent testament to my grace in the world. This is the great and glorious fulfillment of my promise. You are chosen. You are blessed. And now you will live it. Experience now, my beloved, the profound and abiding joy of a life lived on purpose. For so long, your life may have felt like an endless and frustrating search for meaning. You have asked the great questions of the soul. Why am I here? What is my life for? And you have been met with a confusing silence. But now, as you learn to live from your true identity as my chosen one, you will discover that your purpose is not a complex riddle to be solved, but a beautiful reality to be lived. Your purpose, my child, is to simply, authentically, and joyfully be the unique and magnificent being that I created you to be. And as you do this, you will find your true life's work unfolding before you with a natural and effortless grace. The joy of a life lived on purpose is a joy that is deep, that is substantial, that is profoundly satisfying. It is the joy of a master musician finally playing the beautiful instrument they were born to play, producing a music that is a perfect expression of their own soul. It is the joy of a key that has finally found the one, specific and intricate lock that it was designed to open. There is a deep and profound rightness to this kind of living. The old feeling of being out of place, of not quite fitting in, is replaced by a beautiful, peaceful sense of being perfectly, wonderfully, and purposefully aligned with the very will of your God. This is not a joy that you must chase. It is a joy that will pursue you. As you simply, faithfully walk the blessed road of the beautiful, divine mandate that I have placed upon your life. From this place of joyful purpose, my child, your life will now begin to have a new and powerful impact on the world around you. In your old state of feeling overlooked and unblessed, you may have felt you had nothing to offer, but now, filled with my grace, secure in your identity, and walking in your purpose, you have become a powerful and effective vessel of my own love and my own light. Your life, lived in the quiet confidence of your chosenness, will be a healing presence in a world that is so full of fear and anxiety. Your own inner peace will become a sanctuary for others. They will be drawn to your calm, to your serenity, and in your presence. They will feel their own storms begin to be stilled. Your life will be a beacon of hope to those who are lost in their own darkness. Your story, the story of the one who was overlooked but was chosen, the one who was in the depths but was raised up, will be a powerful, living testament to the possibility of redemption. It will give others the courage to believe that they too are not a hopeless case, and your life will carry a new and quiet authority. This is not the authority of the ego, but the authority of one who lives in alignment with the truth. Your words will carry a new weight. Your insights will bring a new clarity, and your love will have a new power to heal, to restore, and to make new. You have been moved from a position of being a victim of the world to being a victorious, transforming agent of my grace within it. And as you live this beautiful, purposeful, and impactful life, you are fulfilling the highest destiny of all. You are living a life that brings a profound and beautiful glory to me. The world may look for my glory in the thunder and the lightning, in the great and mighty displays of power, and I am there. Yes, but I tell you, my child, that my greatest glory, the thing that brings the most profound delight to my own Father's heart, is to see a single human life, once broken, now whole, once lost, now found, once in darkness, now shining with the radiant, beautiful, and unique light of my own being. You, my beloved, in your renewed and beautiful self, are a masterpiece of my grace, a trophy of my love, a magnificent demonstration of my redemptive power. When you live from a place of peace, you are reflecting in my own serene nature. When you love with a generous heart, you are reflecting in my own unconditional love. When you walk in your purpose with a quiet confidence, you are reflecting on my own sovereign wisdom. Your life becomes a beautiful, living mirror, reflecting the character of your God to a world that has forgotten what I look like. And this, my child, this beautiful reflection of me that shines from your life, is the greatest glory, the most beautiful worship, the most precious offering you could ever give to me. This is the magnificent outcome, my beloved, a life lived in the fullness of its divine mandate, a life of joy, of purpose, of impact, of a glory that is both yours and mine. The long and painful season of feeling overlooked, of feeling ordinary, of feeling unblessed, has been completely and utterly redeemed. It has been transformed into the very foundation of your new, glorious, and significant life. Embrace this destiny with all your heart. My child, it is your truth, it is your reality, and it is the beautiful, joyful fulfillment of the sovereign, loving, and eternal choice that I made when, from before the foundation of the world, I looked upon you, and I chose you, and I blessed you. Live now as the chosen one you are, and let your beautiful, blessed life be a source of unending joy to your own soul, of profound healing to the world, and of magnificent, eternal glory to me, your loving Father and your everlasting King. This is a life that is no longer small. You have been brought out of the small, confined room of your private grief and into the vast, expansive landscape of my own cosmic purpose. Your personal story has now become a part of the great, universal story of my redemption of all things. This is a dignity, a meaning, a significance that the world can never offer, and that the world can never take away. The joy of this new life is a joy that multiplies. The more you live from your purpose, the more joyful you will become. The more you are a blessing to others, the more you yourself will feel blessed. This is the abundant, overflowing, and generative nature of a life that is lived in alignment with my will. It is a beautiful, self-reinforcing cycle of grace and of joy. Do not be afraid of the responsibility of this calling. I do not place a burden upon you that I do not also give you the strength to carry. In fact, you will find that living out your divine mandate is not a burden at all, but a lightness, an ease, a joy. For you will be doing the very thing you were created to do, and you will be doing it in the constant, empowering presence of my own spirit. This is the great and final victory over your past. The very experiences that made you feel most insignificant have now become the foundation of your magnificent significance. The very feeling of being overlooked has been redeemed, as you have been chosen for a purpose that will be a beautiful and visible light to many. I am a God who takes our greatest sorrows and transforms them into our greatest glories. And your life is a beautiful and powerful testament to this glorious truth. The world may continue to see you through its old, limited lenses. It may still try to define you by your past, but you are no longer bound by its perception. You are living from a deeper reality, a truer identity, and the beautiful, powerful, and grace-filled reality of your new life will become an undeniable evidence that a profound and miraculous transformation has occurred. Your life itself will become a question to the world, a beautiful mystery that points to the existence of a love, a grace, a power that is beyond its comprehension. So walk now in the fullness of this new life. My child, walk in your purpose. Walk in your blessing. Walk in your joy. You are my chosen one. And the life you are now called to live is a life that will be a source of profound fulfillment to you, a source of immense hope to the world, and a source of eternal glory to me. This is the beautiful outcome. This is your new reality. Let us linger on the joy of this, the joy of knowing that your life is not an accident, the joy of knowing that your struggles have had a profound and beautiful purpose, the joy of knowing that you are deeply, personally, and eternally loved and cherished by your Creator, the joy of knowing that you have a unique and important part to play in my grand and beautiful plan. This is not a fleeting, emotional happiness. This is a deep, soul-level joy, a joy that is born of truth, that is sustained by grace, and that is eternal in its nature. This is the joy that is your inheritance as my chosen and blessed child, and the peace that accompanies this life is a peace that is absolute. It is the peace of a soul that has found its place in the universe. It is the peace of a story that has found its meaning. It is the peace of a heart that has found its home. You are no longer the restless wanderer, the anxious orphan. You are the beloved child, resting securely in the very center of your Father's will. And this peace is a fortress that no worldly chaos can ever again breach. And the freedom, the magnificent freedom of a life lived in purpose. You are free from the old anxieties, the old comparisons, the old strivings. You are free to simply be the magnificent being I created you to be, and to allow my life to flow through you in a beautiful, powerful, and world-changing way. This is the glorious liberty of the children of God, and it is yours, my beloved, in all its fullness. This is a life that manifests a divine mandate. It is a life of joy, of peace, of freedom, of purpose, of impact. It is a life that was waiting for you on the other side of your greatest trial. It is the glorious fulfillment of my every promise to you. And it is the beautiful, triumphant, and everlasting reality that is now yours to live. The world offers a life of frantic accumulation. I offer a life of peaceful contribution. The world offers a life of competitive striving. I offer a life of cooperative communion. The world offers a life of fleeting pleasures. I offer a life of abiding joy. You have tasted the emptiness of the world's offerings. And now you are invited to feast for all your days at the magnificent banquet of a life that is lived in me, a life that is chosen, a life that is blessed, a life that is a beautiful and powerful manifestation of my own divine and loving heart. This is not a life you will live perfectly. You are still human, but your identity is no longer in your perfection, but in your chosenness. And when you stumble, you will now know how to get up, not with the old shame, but with a new and humble reliance on my grace, a grace that you know is always sufficient for you. Your journey from this point forward is not about being flawless, but about being faithful, faithful to the beautiful, blessed, and purposeful identity that I have so lovingly bestowed upon you. The pain of being overlooked has been completely and utterly healed by the glory of being chosen for a divine purpose. The memory of your insignificance has been washed away by the magnificent reality of your cosmic importance. The old story of your sorrowful struggle has been replaced by the new, beautiful epic of your blessed, purposeful, and joyful life. This is the great and final victory, and it is a victory that is eternal. So walk now in this new reality, my child. Let your life be a beautiful and joyful yes to the divine mandate I have placed upon it. And know that as you do, you are not only finding your own deepest fulfillment, but you are becoming a source of my own life and my own light to a world that so desperately needs it. You are chosen. You are blessed. And your life is a magnificent, purposeful, and world-changing glory. The greatest expression of your love for me is to joyfully, confidently, and humbly live out the beautiful, blessed, and chosen life that I have so lovingly prepared for you. This is the worship that delights my heart. This is an offering that fills the heavens with a beautiful fragrance. This is your true and holy purpose. The journey has been long, the path has been difficult, but the destination is glorious beyond all telling. And the destination is not just a future heaven, but a present reality, a new way of being, a life lived in the full and beautiful manifestation of your own divine calling. You have arrived, my child. Welcome home. Let the peace of this new life be your constant companion. Let the joy of your purpose be your daily strength. And let the freedom of your secure identity be the very air you breathe. For you have been brought out of the great trial and into a great triumph. A triumph that is not your own, but mine in you. And it is a triumph that is magnificent, That is complete. And that will last for all eternity. The world will not always understand you, but you are no longer living for its understanding. You are living for my approval, and you have it, completely and eternally. Rest in this. My child, it is the foundation of your new and glorious life. The old you, the one who felt overlooked, unblessed, and without purpose, is a memory. The new you, the one who is chosen, who is blessed, who is living a life of magnificent purpose, is his eternal reality. Embrace this new you with all your heart. It is the most beautiful gift I have ever given you. Your life is now a song, a beautiful, harmonious melody that contributes to the great symphony of my creation. It is a song of grace, of hope, of redemption, and it is a song that will bring joy to my heart and healing to the world forever. The greatest adventure is not in what you will do, but in who you will continue to become as you live out this new, blessed, and purposeful life. It is a journey of ever-increasing light, of ever-deepening joy, of an ever-expanding love, and I will be with you, my beloved, my chosen one, on every step of this glorious, unfolding adventure. The pain of your past has been redeemed, not by being erased, but by being given a glorious and beautiful purpose. It has become the very foundation of your new life of blessing and of ministry. This is the great and beautiful mystery of my love. I waste nothing. So rejoice, my child, in the magnificent life that is now yours. It is a life that has been won through a great trial, and it is a life that is now filled with a great and glorious blessing. You are my chosen one, and the life you now live will be a testament to my goodness, my power, and my extravagant, redeeming love for all the world to see as the profound peace and the quiet joy of your new, purposeful life now settle into your very being, my cherished and beloved child. Let this glorious reality be your everlasting home. The long and painful journey through the wilderness of feeling overlooked, insignificant, and unblessed is over. Its every sorrowful step has been redeemed. Its every difficult lesson has served its sacred purpose. You have been brought to this beautiful and spacious place, a life where you now understand the profound truth of your being. You are chosen by me, and therefore you are blessed by me with a blessing that is as vast and as eternal as my own heart. You have learned that this is not a status you must earn, but an identity you are invited to inhabit. You have learned to let go of the old, ordinary mindset and to walk with the quiet, humble confidence of a child of the King who knows they are loved, who knows they have a purpose. This is your new reality, my child, a life that is no longer a struggle against the current, but a joyful, graceful flow within the mighty river of my favor. A life that is no longer a search for meaning, but a beautiful, natural expression of it. A life that is not just for you, but is a source of my light and my hope for a world that is so lost in the darkness. Rest now in this beautiful, blessed reality. It is not a fleeting season. It is your eternal state. You are my chosen one, and my delight, my favor, and my magnificent, abundant blessing will be upon you and will flow through you for all your days and for all of eternity.